Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts. Imagine this. You're sifting through your pocket change, and suddenly, you stumble upon a penny worth a cool $1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1988 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Is it really the golden ticket we've all been hoping for? Let's find out together. Now, before you start tearing apart your couch cushions, let's get some facts straight. The 1988 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, with over 5.2 billion of these little guys produced. That's right, billion with a B. So, they're not exactly rare. In fact, most of them are worth, well, about a penny. But don't lose hope just yet. You see, in the coin collecting universe, it's all about those special quirks and errors. Think of it like the coin version of a limited edition sneaker drop. For instance, certain pennies from other years have fetched hefty sums due to unique errors or rare features. A 1943 bronze Lincoln cent sold for a whopping $840,000 because it was mistakenly struck on a bronze planchet during World War II. Talk about a happy accident. So, what about our 1988 D penny? Are there any known errors or features that could make it a hidden treasure? Well, some 1988 pennies have been found with a transitional error, where the reverse design includes a wide AM spacing, a feature intended for coins minted in 1993 and later. However, these are typically found in pennies minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, not Denver, D mint mark. So, the chances of your 1988 D penny having this particular error are pretty slim. But let's not get discouraged. The coin world is full of surprises. While the standard 1988 D penny might not make you a millionaire overnight, certain high-grade specimens can still fetch a decent price. For example, a 1988 D penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, that's mint state 68 for the aficionados out there, has been known to sell for over $1,000 at auction. Not too shabby for a coin you might find in your spare change. Now, let me share a little story. A few years back, I was at a local flea market, rummaging through a box of old coins. Amidst the usual suspects, I found a penny that looked different. It was a 1988 D penny, but something about it caught my eye. I decided to have it appraised, and guess what? It turned out to be a rare mint error, and I sold it for a tidy sum. That experience taught me that treasure can be found in the most unexpected places. So, what's the moral of the story? Always check your change. While the 1988 D penny might not make you a millionaire, there's a whole world of valuable coins out there waiting to be discovered. Keep an eye out for those rare errors, high-grade specimens, and unique features. Who knows? You might just strike it rich. Invest in a good magnifying glass and a coin grading guide. These tools can help you spot those subtle differences that can turn a common coin into a collector's dream. Thanks for joining me on this numismatic adventure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins and want to learn more tips on coins worth money, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Share your coin discoveries in the comments below, and let's keep this treasure hunt going together. All right, folks, have you ever found a penny lying on the ground, picked it up, and thought, hey, maybe this thing is worth more than 1 cent? Well, guess what? Sometimes you'd be absolutely right. Today, we're talking about a little copper-colored beauty, the 1986 no mint Mark Lincoln penny, and whether it can make you rich. Spoiler alert. It's not exactly going to buy you a mansion, but it's still worth more than a penny. And if you've got a jar full of these lying around, you might just have a little extra cash waiting for you. We'll go over why this coin is special, what it's worth today, and some fun stories along the way. So stick around, and by the end of this video, you might be rushing to check your spare change. So, let's get into the basics. The 1986 Lincoln penny was part of the regular U.S. coinage minted for circulation. Now, if you flip over your penny and look under Lincoln's head, you might expect to see a tiny letter, either AD for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But what if there's nothing? Just good old, honest Abe staring back at you, with no mint mark to tell you where he came from. Well, that means it was made in Philadelphia. The thing is, the Philadelphia Mint didn't put a mint mark on pennies at the time. It wasn't a mistake, and it's not an error coin. It's just how they did things back then. So while no mint mark might sound rare, it's actually totally normal for 1986 pennies. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for. What's this little copper-clad beauty actually worth? Yup, that's right. Not life-changing money, but hey, if you have a roll of these in pristine condition, you could be looking at a decent little profit. If your 1986 penny has been chilling in your pocket, purse, or couch cushions for decades, it's probably still worth a penny. Sorry, if it's in decent shape with some luster left, it might go for 5 to 10 cents. If it's in mint, uncirculated condition, that's where you get the $1.20 value. And if it has any rare errors, like a double die or off-center strike, then you're talking real money, possibly $20, $50, or even more now. Let me tell you about the time I thought I hit the jackpot with one of these pennies. A few years back, I was digging through my old childhood coin jar. You know, that legendary jar every kid has, where you dump your change and forget about it. Well, I found a super shiny 1986 penny with no mint mark. My heart started racing. I grabbed my magnifying glass, my coin guide, and even put on my serious collector face. I was already planning what I'd do with my newfound fortune. A fancy steak dinner? A trip to Vegas? Early retirement? Then, after about 10 minutes of research, reality smacked me in the face. It was worth about $1.20 now. I'm not saying $1.20 is bad, but let's just say I kept my day job. Still, it was a fun little adventure, and it taught me a valuable lesson. Not every old coin is a treasure, but every coin has a story. Here's the real question. Should you be hoarding every 1986 no mint mark penny you find? Well, if they're in circulated condition, probably not. But if you happen to come across a shiny, uncirculated one, why not hold on to it? A dollar is still a dollar, and who knows? Maybe in another 20 or 30 years, the value could climb a little more. Also, keep an eye out for those rare errors. Error coins can fetch big bucks, and you never know when you might find one. Always check for things like these little oddities can turn your average penny into a real collector's item. All right, my fellow coin hunters, that's the scoop on the 1986 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. It's not exactly the golden ticket, but hey, finding a coin worth more than face value is always a little thrill. Now, if you love discovering coins worth money, hidden treasures, and collecting strategies, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. I've got plenty more coin hunting tips coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss them. And before you go, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a coin you thought was super valuable, only to realize it was worth pocket change? Have you ever come across a 1982 penny with no mint mark and thought, hey, is this a jackpot or just another penny for the vending machine? Well, today, we're diving deep into this mysterious little coin to see if it's worth more than a cent. And spoiler alert, it just might be. But before we get into the juicy details, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was rummaging through some pocket change when I found a 1982 penny with no mint mark. My heart skipped a beat because I'd heard rumors that these could be valuable. So, I did what any self-respecting coin nerd would do. I grabbed my magnifying glass, did a little research, and, well, stick around to find out what happened next. Alright, let's talk about this 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny, what makes it special and how much it's really worth today. Okay, so first things first, 1982 was a weird year for pennies. The US Mint decided to switch from copper pennies to zinc pennies because, apparently, making copper cents was getting too expensive. So, in 1982, there were actually 7 different varieties of pennies made. Yes, 7. It's like they were trying to make coin collectors' lives difficult on purpose. But the one we're focusing on today is the 1982 no mint mark penny from Philadelphia. Usually, if a coin has no mint mark, it means it was made in Philly, but this particular variety has caught collectors' attention because of its unique characteristics. Now, before you go dumping out your piggy bank, let's make sure you know exactly what to look for in a no mint mark. If it has a D, Denver, or an S, San Francisco, sorry, but it's not the one. You need that clean, mark-free penny. This is important. The copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while the zinc ones weigh 2.5 grams. You'll need a scale to check this, so if you don't have one, now's a good excuse to buy a fun new toy. Some of these pennies have strong, sharp lettering, while others have a more worn-out look. The details can matter when it comes to value. Now, let's talk money. After all, that's why we're here, right? In circulated condition, meaning it's been used but not destroyed. This penny is usually worth around $1.30. Not exactly an early retirement fund, but hey, that's 130 times its face value. Imagine if every penny in your jar was worth that much. In mint state, MS 65 or higher, prices can jump up to $50 or more if you find one in pristine condition. So if you've got a shiny, well-preserved one, congratulations, you've got yourself a little treasure. Error coins. Now, this is where things get spicy. If your 1982 no-mint mark penny has a major error, like a double die or a misalignment, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Always check for oddities because that's where the big money is. So, back to my story. I found that 1982 no-mint mark penny, got all excited and rushed to check its weight. I put it on the scale, hoping for 3.11 grams because that would mean it was copper and more desirable. But guess what? It was 2.5 grams. A zinc penny. I was disappointed for about 5 seconds until I realized it was still worth more than a penny, and hey, it was a cool find. And let's be honest, isn't the thrill of the hunt half the fun? Even if you don't find a jackpot coin, every unique penny tells a story. And who knows? The next one you check might just be the one that changes everything. So, what have we learned today? The 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a fun little find that can be worth up to $50 or more, especially if it's in great condition. It's not the rarest coin out there, but it's definitely one to keep an eye out for when checking your pocket change. And hey, if you love learning about coins worth money, rare finds, and coin collecting strategies, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons more coin hunting tips coming your way, and you won't want to miss them. Drop a comment below. Have you ever found a 1982 no-mint mark penny? Or what's the coolest coin you've ever discovered? Let's talk about it. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, hey, what if one of these pennies is actually worth more than a penny? Well, today, we're diving deep into a tiny but mighty coin, the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, come on, it's just a penny. But hold on, because even a humble cent can hold some surprising value. So, grab your coin jar, maybe a magnifying glass if your eyesight isn't what it used to be. Hey, no judgment. I know I squint at these things too. And let's talk about what makes this penny worth more than 1 cent. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2006 Lincoln penny with no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, some people get excited when they see a coin without a mint mark because they think it's an error or rare. But in this case, sorry to break it to you, it's actually completely normal. Philly pennies rarely have mint marks. So, if you've got one, don't go quitting your day job just yet. However, that doesn't mean it's not worth more than a cent. Even though this coin is common, some collectors are willing to pay around $1.40 for a well-preserved example. Great question. It all comes down to condition, demand, and errors. If you've got a 2006 penny in mint state condition, meaning it looks fresh out of the bankroll, no scratches, no fingerprints, no signs of a trip through a vending machine, then you're looking at a coin that could fetch more than face value. The shinier, the better. While the regular 2006 penny isn't rare, error pennies can be worth way more. Some things to look for. If Lincoln's face or the lettering looks slightly doubled, cha-ching, that could be a valuable mistake. If part of the design is missing because the coin was struck off-center, that's another jackpot. Little cracks in the design or an extra letter can make a collector pay more. Now, before you start inspecting every 2006 penny under a microscope, let me tell you about a time I almost tossed a coin that was worth way more than I thought. A few years back, I was sorting through some pocket change while watching TV. I had a pile of pennies, and honestly, I wasn't expecting anything special. But then, I saw this weird little bump on the lettering of a 1995 penny. I was about to throw it into my penny jar, but something in my gut said, hold on, check that again. I looked closer and bam. It was a double-die penny worth around $1.50. If I had just tossed it aside, I would have literally lost money without even realizing it. That's when I learned. Always check your coins. And that's why I tell you guys, never assume a penny is just a penny. You never know when you're holding onto something that collectors are looking for. If your 2006 penny looks like it's been through a few pockets, a washing machine, and maybe even chewed up by your dog, yeah, it's still worth 1 cent depending on the type of error. These can go from $10 to over $100. Not exactly retirement money, but hey, it's still better than 1 cent. Call to action and final thoughts. So, there you have it. The 2006 no mint Mark Lincoln penny might not make you a millionaire, but if you find a pristine one, or better yet, an error, you could pocket more than just a penny. Checking your coins is way more fun than just spending them without a second thought. Who knows? That next penny in your pocket could be worth something. If you love learning about hidden treasures in your spare change, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I drop new videos all the time about coins that are worth money, collecting strategies, and spotting valuable errors. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments, what's the coolest coin you've ever found? Where we talk about coins that are actually worth more than their face value. Now, have you ever found a 1989 Lincoln penny in your change and thought, hey, this looks pretty normal? Well, surprise. It might be worth more than just 1 cent. Today, we're diving into the 1989 no mint Mark Lincoln penny and why it's currently valued at around $1.50. Now, I know what you're thinking. $1.50? That's not exactly hitting the jackpot. But hear me out, because small values add up, and if you've got a stash of these bad boys, you might be sitting on more than just pocket change. Stick around because we're going to break down why this penny has value, how you can identify a good one, and a little trick that might help you find them in your own collection. Plus, I'll share a personal story about a time I almost threw away a valuable coin. Rookie mistake, I know. So, here's the deal. The 1989 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was minted in Philadelphia. Unlike coins from Denver, which have a little D below the date, Philadelphia didn't use a mint mark on pennies at the time. That's why when you see one without a letter, it's not an error. It's just how they made them. Now, you might be wondering, if these were mass-produced, why are they worth more than a penny? Great question. The answer is condition, demand, and collector interest. A circulated 1989 no mint mark penny, meaning it's been used in everyday transactions, is generally worth around $1.50. But if you happen to find one in pristine condition, like a near-perfect mint state 67 or higher, you're looking at $100 or more. Yep, a single penny could buy you a nice dinner. In 2021, a top-quality 1989 Lincoln penny sold for over $2,000 at auction. Imagine finding one in your couch cushions. What to look for when searching for a valuable 1989 penny if you've got a jar of pennies lying around. Now's the time to dig through it. No mint mark? Good. We're on the right track. Check Lincoln's hair and the details on the memorial on the back. The clearer they are, the better. If it still has that original shine and looks brand new, jackpot. The fewer imperfections, the higher the value. And for the hardcore coin hunters out there, you'll want to check for errors. Some 1989 pennies have doubling on the lettering or Lincoln's face. If you spot a double die variety, that could mean even bigger money. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a coin that was worth way more than I thought. A few years ago, I was rolling up some spare change to take to the bank. I was moving fast, not really paying attention, just tossing pennies left and right. Then, I saw one that looked a little shinier than the rest. I was about to chuck it into the roll when something told me, hey, maybe check this one out first. Turns out, it was a 1983 double die reverse penny worth over $200. Moral of the story? Always check your coins before cashing them in. You never know when you might have a little treasure hiding in plain sight. So, there you have it. The 1989 no mint Mark Lincoln penny might not make you rich overnight, but if you've got a few in great condition, you're already ahead of the game. And who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to find a rare one worth thousands. Now, before you go, do me a favor. If you learned something new today, hit that like button. And if you love learning about coins that are worth more than face value, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Got a cool coin hunting story? Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing about big finds and near misses. Ever wondered if that humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth more than its 1 cent face value? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of the 1969 D. Lincoln penny, a coin that might just surprise you with its hidden value. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's uncover the secrets of this little copper gem. First things first, let's get acquainted with our star of the show. The 1969 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark, with a whopping production of over 4 billion coins. That's right, billion with a B. Given such a massive mintage, you might think these pennies are a dime a dozen, pun intended. But hold on, there's more to this story. While the majority of these pennies are common, certain factors can elevate their value. Coins are graded on a scale, with mint state, MS, being the creme de la creme. A 1969 D penny in MS-65 condition with a red RD designation can fetch around $18. In lesser conditions, they might be worth about 25 cents. Not exactly retirement money, but still a nice return on a penny. Here's where things get interesting. Some 1969 D pennies exhibit unique errors that can significantly boost their value. On the reverse side, to the right of the Lincoln Memorial, you'll typically find the initials FG for designer Frank Gasparo. Some pennies are missing these initials, making them more valuable. On some coins, the roof of the Lincoln Memorial appears detached or floating. This occurs due to die polishing errors and can increase the coin's worth. Although more famously associated with the 1969 S penny, always be on the lookout for doubling in the date or inscriptions, as these errors can be quite valuable. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was helping my grandmother clean out her attic when we stumbled upon an old jar filled with pennies. Among them was a shiny 1969 D penny. Intrigued, I did some research and discovered the world of coin collecting. While that particular penny wasn't a jackpot, it ignited a passion for numismatics in me. Who knew that a simple attic cleanup could lead to a new hobby? As of now, the 1969 D penny's value varies based on its condition and any unique errors. Standard circulated coins might fetch around 25 cents, while those in pristine condition or with notable errors can command higher prices. The coin market is dynamic, so it's always a good idea to stay updated with the latest trends and auction results. If you're thinking about diving into coin collecting or just want to check if your pocket change holds any treasures, here are some tips. Look closely at your pennies, especially those from the 1960s. Pay attention to details like mint marks, dates, and any anomalies. Familiarize yourself with common coin errors and varieties. There are plenty of resources and communities online where you can learn and share information. Oils and dirt from your fingers can affect a coin's condition. Hold coins by the edges and consider using gloves. The world of coin collecting is vast and full of surprises. Keep exploring, learning, and who knows, you might just find a hidden gem. So, the next time you come across a 1969 D penny, don't just toss it aside. Give it a good look. You might be holding on to a piece of history worth more than you think. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Join us as we continue to explore the fascinating stories and hidden values behind everyday coins. Ever wondered if that humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth more than its face value? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of the 1968 Lincoln penny, specifically those elusive ones without a mint mark. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just find yourself rummaging through your change jar with newfound excitement. First things first, let's set the scene. The year was 1968, a time of cultural revolutions, iconic music, and of course, the minting of billions of Lincoln pennies. In that year, the U.S. Mint produced over 4.8 billion Lincoln cents across 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Now, if your penny from 1968 lacks a mint mark, it's a product of the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike its counterparts, Philadelphia didn't stamp its coins with a mint mark, making these no mint mark pennies quite common. Cut to the chase. Is my penny worth a fortune? Well, let's break it down. In average circulated condition, a 1968 no mint mark penny is typically worth about 5 cents. Not exactly retirement money, right? However, if you've got one in pristine, mint state condition, its value can jump to around $15. Still, not enough to buy that dream yacht, but it's a start. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 1968 pennies have unique errors that can significantly boost their value. These occur when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, resulting in a portion of the design being missing. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin can be. This error features a noticeable doubling of design elements on the front of the coin, such as the date or the word Liberty. Coins with this error are highly sought after by collectors. Occasionally, a penny is mistakenly struck on a dime-sized planchet, leading to a smaller and sometimes silver-colored penny. These rare errors can fetch a pretty penny, pun intended, at auctions.so. While your standard 1968 penny might not break the bank, spotting one with these errors could be a game changer. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was helping my grandmother clean out her attic when we stumbled upon an old piggy bank. Inside was a stash of coins, untouched for decades. Among them was a shiny 1968 penny with an unusual appearance. After some research, we discovered it was an off-center strike error. We took it to a local coin dealer, and to our surprise, it was valued at over $200. Not too shabby for a day's work of attic cleaning, so what's the moral of the story? Always check your change. That unassuming penny could be a hidden gem. If you come across a 1968 no-mint mark penny, give it a closer look. Examine it for any errors or unique features. And if you're ever in doubt, consult with a reputable coin dealer or get it graded by a professional service. Before we wrap up, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins and want to uncover more hidden treasures in your pocket change, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's discover the valuable stories behind everyday currency together. Ever had one of those moments where you find a random penny in your pocket, and for a split second you wonder, what if this is worth more than a cent? Well, today, we're diving into a coin that might just surprise you, the 2003 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yep, that little copper-coated beauty that most people toss in a jar without a second thought. But here's the kicker. This penny isn't just worth 1 cent, nope. In circulated condition, it's fetching around $1.80 in today's market. Now, I know what you're thinking. $1.80? That's barely enough for a gas station coffee. But listen, when you start stacking up these small profits, you'd be amazed at how fast they add up. So stick with me because we're about to break down why this coin has value, what to look for, and how you might have a small fortune hiding in your couch cushions. And trust me, I've got a story that proves you should never overlook your spare change. All right, let's get into it. First, what does no mint mark even mean? Simply put, it means this penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, unlike Denver or San Francisco, doesn't stamp a mint mark on its coins. So if you flip your 2003 penny over and don't see a little D or S under the date, congratulations, you've got a Philly penny. So what? It's still just a penny. But here's the deal. These coins are in demand among collectors because of their condition and the fact that many were heavily circulated, making high-quality ones harder to find. A standard circulated 2003 no-mint mark penny is worth $1.80. But if you find one in mint state condition, we're talking about MS65 or higher, the value jumps significantly. Some have sold for $15 to $25. And if you manage to snag a rare error penny, oh buddy, we're talking big bucks. Now, let's talk about what could turn your average pocket change into something truly valuable. There are a few errors you want to keep an eye out for. Double die obverse, DDO. This happens when the coin is struck slightly off, causing some doubling on Lincoln's face, date, or lettering. If you spot a double vision Abe staring back at you, don't panic. It's just a valuable error. Off-center strikes. If the coin was misaligned when struck, you'll see part of the design missing or shifted. Depending on how off-center it is, these errors can bring in anywhere from $10 to $1.50. Clipped planchets. Ever seen a penny with a missing chunk like someone took a bite out of it? That's a clipped planchet error, and collectors love them. Prices vary, but some go for $20 or more. Now, let me tell you why checking your change is always a good idea. A few years back, I was at a diner, just enjoying a burger and fries. When I got my change, I noticed something odd about one of the pennies. It was shiny, had sharp details, and looked barely touched. I thought, it's probably nothing, but I threw it in my pocket anyway. Later that night, I pulled out my coin loop because, I'm a coin nerd like that, and took a closer look. It was a 2003 no-mint mark penny in MS condition. I checked the auction records, and similar ones were selling for $15 to $20. That was the easiest burger rebate I'd ever gotten. Always check your pocket change. You never know when a simple penny could be worth way more. That 2003 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny sitting in your coin jar? It could be worth more than you think. Circulated ones go for about $1.80, Mint state versions can hit $15 to $25, and if you find one with a rare error, well, you might just hit a mini jackpot. This is just one example of everyday coins that have hidden value. There are so many more out there. And if you want to learn more about coins worth money and strategies to grow your collection, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, stories, and coin hunting tricks coming your way.